What's going on, people? Hope you are all well. So it is now that time again. It is another vlog, and this time it is a very special vlog because it not only features one build, but we are doing two builds, and those two builds are for the man himself, DMO. So we're going to start off with the SV, again, complete replica of his proper SV, with a little static youth touch to it as well. And then we're going to go on to doing the Performante again to match his sick Performante, again adding that static youth touch. So let's do it. So this is one of two builds that I've got in for DMO. Head over to his page and check out his content, like his two Lamborghinis that he's got. So he's got the SV, which is what we're going to replicate with this, with a sick wrap done by GVE Customs. Again, go and check them out. Full links are in my description. And then we've got the Lamborghini Performante coming in as well. So this one, it is orange. This car is no longer available in black. I've searched high and low. The only one that I can find is orange. So I'm going to be doing black interior, obviously a full wrap to match his own, with satin black, and then a couple of other more bits and details. So keep following. So as we saw, I've just unboxed it. The details that are in this Lamborghini, I've got to fully strip down. So I've got to take this completely apart to get it ready to be wrapped. Obviously headlights got to come out, trims have got to come out. All these trims I've got to do in carbon. Also going to do the interior black, because obviously it won't look right with the satin black outside and the orange internals. Lowering it is obviously a key thing, and pretty much making it look exactly like DMO's Aventador SV. So here we go. So the Lamborghini is now stripped. I've added masking tape on this side, just got this side left to do. So I've painted the underside black just so it cleans it up a little bit more, and then I'll be painting the inside of the car just so that it finishes off, so that when it comes to wrapping it in the satin black, the inside will be black as well. So yeah, just gonna tape this side up, add some paint, and then leave it ready to be wrapped, as well as stripping down the other trim pieces. So as we saw in that previous clip, I had it masked up. Now remove the masking tape. Obviously we painted the inside with like a textured stone chip protector paint, which I find works really well on kids' cars, as getting in and out. So it's a really good base to put inside if you're changing the outside, or you just want to do a black interior. It is definitely a type of paint that I would recommend. So I've left obviously the orange, which I'm going to be re-wrapping in satin black. I'm going to put the dash in, and then we're pretty much ready to lay down some wrap. So with adding subtle little touches to the Lamborghinis, I've tinted the headlight. As we can see, this is standard, and then this is with the tint applied. I will be touching this bit in with carbon fiber. So again, just the tiny little details is a key factor for this build as well. Just keep watching. So here's the parts. We've got the wheel inserts, got the brake calipers, and obviously the seat inserts. Now looking at DMO's SV, his actual wheel centers here, which is where this red ring is in fact gloss black. So I'll be popping them out and painting them black. His calipers are yellow, so we've got to go and pop these out, paint them yellow so they match his. And also with the seat inserts, this is again a red plastic trim, so I'm going to pop this out and paint this yellow as well. These attention to detail can make a massive difference, I find, with a build, because it's just something that's so subtle that can have just such a massive impact. So I'm going to get on with painting these bits and then see the difference. And here they are with the details painted. So again, you can see the difference from how it was with red in comparison to the yellow. I think the yellow looks so much better than the red. And obviously we've got the caliper and the center of the wheel done gloss black. So when it's placed on top, again, this is just rough, it will be matching DMO's wheels as close as physically possible. Again, this is the standard wheel. We've just added some touches of paint to it. Again, the little subtleties will make a massive difference. So now it's a case of more building. At the front now, I've lowered the front. So I'm not going to go too low, because the way that the doors mount, there is actually a full metal frame that sits here. So I think this will sit nice just the way that it is. It is dropped by actually around about 30 mil already. So it's now a case of measuring up the rear and lowering it to suit the front. Again, I don't want to go too low, just mainly because of the way that the door mechanism works. So let's do the rears. So wrap is laid down on the rear. Absolutely loving working with this wrap. It's Avery and Denison, obviously satin black. Again, shout out to GVE Customs, who I messaged to make sure that I've got the exact same color as DMO's Lamborghini. And yeah, absolutely love the way this is to work with. It's so simple, only needs a little bit of heat just to get in intricate places. So now it's a case of cutting out all the sections for that detail. And here it is, DMO's SV finally completed. So we've got on obviously the satin black Avery Denison wrap. We've also got obviously the yellow details around the front bumper, side skirts. Obviously we've got the SV badge on the back, and I've hooked them up with some neons. And we've also done a carpeted floor. So the neons themselves work on a Bluetooth, which is just via an app on your phone. And this can be color changed, whatever color he likes. And we've gone carbon detail on the spoiler, carbon wrapped vents, carbon wrapped cross member, and obviously a carbon wrap here. This was a very, very tricky car to wrap. Wrapping kids' cars is nothing at all like wrapping larger cars, because they're just so intricate, so there is a lot more involved with doing it. But absolutely love them working with this material. So as we can see, it looks wicked. I'm so happy with the way that this has turned out. So there we go, this is the SV done, and we're gonna soon have the Performante ready to start. So that's the SV completed. As we can see in that, there was a lot of stuff that I had to take apart. I had to get straight down to basically the bare frame, as we saw in the video. And yeah, as mentioned, the quality of the material to use was, I absolutely loved it. It's one of the best materials that I've used so far. So let's go and check out the Performante. Here we go. So as we saw, the SV is completed, which we can just see down there. And here is Lamborghini number 2 for DMO. Looking over the car, I think it's going to be quite tricky to wrap it, just mainly due to the lines. So I won't know until I fully strip it down. It seems like there's a lot more panels which are one panel. So on the SV, the bonnet was in two pieces, so the bonnet would come off. This looks to be as if it is one complete piece. So again, with wrapping kids' cars, it's going to be very interesting because it's not like a full-size car where you can take all the panels off to wrap them. They will have to be done in situ and again, join lines hidden basically. With this Performante, it is four-wheel drive, so we've got a motor on the front and we've got motors on the rear as well. I've just taken this out of the box. This has the full upgrade package, which also includes EVA rubber tires, and it also has a leather seat as standard. So the job for this one is again to match DMO's Performante, which he's got. So we've got the Avery Dennison wrap, which I'll be wrapping the whole car once I stripped it down. Because the headlight and the light tints look so cool on the SV, I'm going to do the same on the Performante, and I might do a small little splitter as well, just to mix things up a bit. And also I've noticed that DMO's does have forged carbon details, so I'm going to try and source some forged carbon wrap, and again go that extra mile to add those final little details which are going to make the build pop. So let's do this build. So we've got the Performante. I've done my measurements of how much I need to lower it by. So as we can see, this is a four-wheel drive car. Completely new to this. I've never seen a four-wheel drive Lamborghini, so it's going to be a complete new experience for me with lowering it. But working out and doing my calculations, I'm going to need to lower the front by around about 25 mil. Now the tricky thing is with this, especially being four-wheel drive, I still have to accommodate for the motors, and as we can see, the steering. Thankfully there isn't much movement on the actual steering arms, as we can see here. So fingers crossed it won't be as tricky as what I'm thinking. And if we go onto the rear, again, this is another new setup where usually this whole section goes right to the back, and then we can lower it easy. Not going to be as easy as what I thought it was. But again, looking at it, working it out, I need to lower the rear by around about 45 mil. So again, I still want to keep the wheels at the back for obviously when pulling it around functionable. So I don't want to go too low that these actually hit the floor. And again, the same for the handle as well. That gives it that full operation. So I'm now going to get cracking with lowering. And then once lowering's done, it's a case of taking all the parts off. So we've got the front bumper that I'll need to take out, the lights, front and rear. There's a couple of rear trims as well. Get it fully stripped down and then ready for wrapping. So here we go. So lowering is completed with the Performantes, and now it is a case of wrapping it. So where the SV was completely orange, I had to do all the door shuts inside. With this one, the Performante being gloss black, the plan is to wrap and keep it as tight to this edge as possible to keep the interior black. So it'll be a case of popping out these rear trims and doing it in pieces, as little as possible. So the front piece I'm going to try and do as one piece. The rears, because there's a lot more intricacy into it, I need to work out where is best to put join lines if I need to. So I'm now going to start wrapping. So as mentioned with the wrap, I said I was going to do an embossed style. So here we go. I've got the DMO Army embossed sticker on the door wrap. So you can't see it at certain angles, but then in certain lights you can see it. So big shout out to Sam again, who does my stickers. And if we go to the car itself, we can see there it is on the embossed saying black. So certain lights you can't see it. And there it is. Such a cool, simple effect, and I absolutely love the way that it come out. So we're pretty much nearly completed. So the wheels are on, Headlights are in, and the front is put together. It's a case of now of finishing the rear and doing other little bits and pieces, and then the Performante will be finished. So here it is, DMO's Performante finished. So you've got the satin black wrap, got the tinted lights. I currently have the light switched on at the moment. We've got a forged carbon splitter that I've done, again carbon wrapped with the edging on it for the extra protection. Massive shout out for Kids Car Store for actually supplying this car. Go and check them out. I've linked their Instagram and Facebook page in the description. We've also got, as we saw in the clip, the embossed DMO Army decal on the side there. I've lowered it and left around about a 10mm gap all round. This is full four-wheel drive setup and going onto the rear. We've got forged carbon effect rear spoiler which are wrapped, and also the rear vents. Looking at DMO's actual Performante, all of this is forged carbon, but due to the intricacy, this part doesn't actually come off, so it would be a lot harder to wrap. So we've gone for the vents on the back, and I've also done metal exhaust tips on the back here. Got a couple of number plates just to fit up, which I've got from King Acrylics. Again, go and check them out on Facebook. I've dropped their link in the description. But there we go. This is DMO's replica Performante ride-on kids car. Love the colour, and keep watching. So that was the Performante. So that is both builds completed. So here comes some pictures of them separately and together as well. Let's go. So that is the two Lamborghini builds completed. Massive shout out to those involved. So we've got Kids Car Store, who managed to source the Performante, got the SV from Argos, and also a massive shout out to King Acrylics for doing the number plates for me. I cannot thank DMO enough for giving me the opportunity to obviously replicate his two sick cars. I really hope that you enjoyed watching the vlog and the build process of how much was involved with taking the two Lamborghinis apart and then putting them back together again. Please go and check out, obviously, the links in the description of all those involved. Make sure you check out my Facebook page and Instagram over at Static Youth, and hit that like, share and subscribe. Until next time, peace.